Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on Tower of Fantasy. Now, with the release of Fenrir and the release of the Rainbow team, a lot of people have been discussing how bad the Flame team is at the moment and the difference in terms of damage we are able to put out in that team. Now, in today's video, I hope to answer answer that question, how bad the Flame team is at in the game so far, and I hope to answer that question right now with my proof, my gameplay, and my showcasing. So hopefully you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more content on Tower of Fantasy. If you guys don't want to miss out on future content on the game, make sure you are subscribed, make sure our post notification is on, and if you guys find this video helpful or useful, make sure you are subscribed, make sure you click the like button, and let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is my gameplay in terms of rotation. Now I will obviously say this, my rotation is not the best. It isn't the best. I could improve on my rotation, but both rotations in terms of my Rainbow team and my Flame team are both equally bad. My Flame team is a lot better in terms of rotation because I've been getting used to my Flame team, because that was the main team I was running since the beginning of the game. So I am much better at using my Flame team compared to my Rainbow team, but still that shouldn't hopefully change the results by too much. Now the first gameplay I will be showing you guys is just my rotation, so I'm going against the cactus, showing you guys the damage overall. Now in terms of the difference between my Rainbow team and my Flame team, there really wasn't that much difference. However, I would like to say that I do have, actually I should say this more. So the test is done between my A6 Ruby, my 0-star Annabelle, and my 3-star Lynn with her matrices. And the matrices I have for both my Ruby and my Annabelle is, well, with Ruby I'm running like a 2-piece Crow and Samir, and for Annabelle it's 2-piece of our own matrices and then Crow, I believe, or it's either Samir or Crow. That's what I'm running. Now in terms of my Rainbow team, for Fenrir and Saki, it's actually 2-piece Crow, 2-piece for both Fenrir and Saki, and for Lynn it's 3-star Lynn with her matrices. Now my Rainbow team is A1 Saki, A1 Fenrir, and A3 Lynn. And I would like to say that in the cactus, the damage they were able to put out was roughly the same. However, do note that Fenrir does have the ability to ignore 15% of defense if I'm not wrong, and that basically means that yes, I will be able to put out a lot more damage in my Rainbow team. Now one other thing I would like to say is that even though I really wanted to test out my Flame team at like max stars and a constellation or advancement, unfortunately obviously I'm not going to be doing that because I don't have money to burn in Tower of Fantasy. However, I would like to say that even if I had an Annabelle at A6, based on calculations from another YouTuber like Maggie or Migi or Maygi, the difference between advancement for Annabelle from A0 to A6 is an increase of damage by like 11.10%. So it isn't going to increase the damage by much. And in terms of Lynn, the Lynn is the same for both teams. So in terms of if you had a max advancement Flame team, this is roughly the same amount, not the same, but you will be able to put out a lot more damage compared to my team. However, it isn't going to be by much because I still have the A6 Ruby, and just my Annabelle is the only one that really will affect this team at the moment. However, one thing you will gain from getting your Annabelle to A3 is the fact that you will get the ability to heal. However, I still would say that the healing from the Rainbow team and the other teams we have in game will just be a lot better than the Flame team. Now in terms of damage, like I said, I did that comparison and it's roughly the same. However, we do know real life content is a lot different compared to facing the cactus. Your rotation won't be that smooth because the enemy is moving, and that's one thing I do feel like the Flame team will struggle in, because with Ruby's cube that she shoots out, there is a high chance of it missing you, so high chance for the Flame team losing out on damage. Now you are going to be relying on the dodge mechanic or dodge attack from Annabelle to actually put out a burn, and yeah. Now I will be showing you guys a gameplay again for my joint operation. Now to explain this, I tried to run the joint operation with the same team, or the close to the same team in terms of my other teammates doing the same amount of damage. However, obviously there's going to be certain differences. Now I did do a bunch of calculations and observing. So in terms of the stage I went into for joint operation, it is the Carnival Party 3, and for that day the characters of the team that had a buff was definitely the Frost team and the Physical team. So I really didn't use the Frost team too much in my rotation in the Rainbow team. However, I did use Saki to, you know, get the the reset for skills, so I guess the damage can be a little bit skewed, but you do get, like it says, 120% increase in frost damage. But I rarely use Saki from the gameplay, you will see, but that could definitely influence the results I did end up pulling or getting, sorry. But I just really wanted to tell you guys that right now. So I should show you guys the gears I am using right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy. The bulk of the damage from the rainbow team is from Fenrir. You will see from the cactus as well, about 80 or 70% was from Fenrir, and the rest were distributed alongside the 2 other characters I use. Now, in terms of how I was able to calculate how much damage we were dealing, well, basically in the carnival party there is 3 bosses you're going against, I think, and when you finish the second boss, it has a little, like, a jumping thing you need to do. And I basically calculated how long it took for me to get from the first boss all the way to that stage. And for the flame team, I did about 89.3 million, and it took me about 3.11 seconds to get to that position where I needed to jump, and that was the stage before the final boss. So that was a lot faster compared to my rainbow team. However, I was able to do a little bit more damage. So in terms of my rainbow team, before I reached that final boss and before I did that jumping thing, it took me about 3 minutes and 16 seconds. So the difference is about 5 seconds between my flame team and my rainbow team. And in terms of damage I was able to do in my rainbow team, I was able to do about 100 mil. But I'd like to say, when I was doing my flame team damage and rotation, the teammate I had was dealing a lot of damage. So he was definitely dishing out way more damage compared to the teammates I had in my not way more damage, but about 60 million difference between the first person and me. So that was kind of a lot compared to the rainbow team rotational teammates I had, where the difference was only about 20 mil between the first person and me. So I was able to clear the stage a lot faster with my flame team just because of that teammate over there. But overall, it took me about 5 minutes and 49 seconds to clear that run, and at the end I was able to do about 178 million, and that's how much I was able to do in my flame team. And in my rainbow team, it took me about 6 minutes and 22 seconds to clear the entire run, and we did about 206 mil. Now obviously the damage distribution is obviously based on the teammates as well and whatnot, but there we go. So overall, I would like to say that my flame team right now is underpowered, like significantly underpowered compared to my rainbow team, because with the rainbow team I'm also having survivability. I'm able to solo certain world bosses as well, which I can't do with my flame team because I can get one-shotted. I don't have the healing, I don't have like hyper body or the ability to regain HP unless I go deep in the advancement for the characters. So that's one difference between the flame team advancement and the advancement of rainbow team. So overall, I would like to say that my rainbow team is the best team I can run on my account, even though I have a A6 Ruby. And in the future, with Lan coming out, we need to see how much she's able to buff up the flame team. If you guys are a whale and you're thinking, or if you're a whale or someone who wants to enter the game and you're thinking of the best elements to go into, definitely flame isn't an answer, but we have to wait and see for Lan when she comes out, because from the leaks I believe the 2.4 update should be coming out on the 30th of March, so Lan should be coming out around that time as well. And you will see the differences they've done there, and we'll see how competitive the flame team can be with the other elements we have right now. But from also just pure maths as well, we can see that the flame team just doesn't put out nearly enough or nearly good enough damage compared to the other teams we have in game. And the ability to solo stages or solo bosses with my Fenrir team and the rainbow team is just truly amazing. And obviously with ice team as well, frost team, whatever you want to call it, they also have hyper body, healing as well, damage as well. And the physical team able to do hyper body, able to heal, able to dish out a lot of damage, and overall just better in my opinion. That's what I wanted to talk about from my own testing with my flame team compared to my rainbow team. If you guys are planning to build a rainbow team, build a gear around the Volt attack, because your Fenrir will be doing the bulk amount of damage. And hopefully you guys like this video. It's been your boy AC Gamer. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm out.
One of us seems to circle the other. As you go, you remain a stranger to me, to you. But our pieces left uncovered. I'm thinking about four-leaf clovers. I've got composure, silver coin. know I remain